Hello, everybody. Welcome to July, my online class for July. And let's just wait for some eyeballs, at least one set of eyeballs, so I can know that sound is good. So just leave me a comment. Oops, I hit the wrong thing. Ugh. Just leave me a comment like that the sound is good as it gets, like as it normally is. Hey Sue, awesome. So you can hear me? I hope it's good with no echo. Oh, sorry. Good, awesome. By the way, I put those that masking paper in the mail to you today. So I sent you 2 sheets. Hi Denise, awesome, sounds good. So yeah, I put 2 pieces in there, and if anybody else wants any, I still have like 9 pieces left. It's the masking paper, Stampin' Up's masking paper. Hey Deb, I don't care for the masking paper. I bought a pack, I used it, I don't like it. But I'm not going to just throw it out. So if anybody wants to try it, US, even international, I think I said that last week, right? I do have some international postage. So I can send it. It's going to go in a regular envelope. And I just put my nails on and now something doesn't feel right. But let me know if you're interested in trying it. There's no catch. I'm just going to send it to you. You try it. If you're a demonstrator, that's fine. If you've never used it and you want to try it, the masking paper, let me know because I am trying to get rid of it. Okay. Hey, Penny. Thanks, Sue. Okay. So tonight we're here for Adorable Owl's Stamp-a-Stack. Now, I haven't done a Stamp-a-Stack in a long time. Normally I do a card class and there's 8 different cards, like 8 different designs, and you make one of each. So this one is going to be a little bit different. We're going to do, there's still 8 cards, but it's going to be 4 designs and 2 of each. So that's what the stack is, kind of like that you're making multiples. Some people like to make one and save it for later and, send one. So whatever, we're giving it a try. People have requested this style of class, so that's that. And we're going to do, so 8 card kits, yep, pre-cut. The only thing you have to cut is your designer paper. So let me go through all the details and then we'll get started. And by the way, I'm Tony Tesler, Stampin' Up demonstrator, if I didn't already tell you that. All, thumbs, subscribes, likes, hearts, all those things are good. Let's go down here to solo layout. So this is, we're using the Adorable Owls stamp set, which is right here, Stampin' Up, the Sale-a-Bration item. So I collected a bunch extras of these, all right? So I'm going to go through and make all the cards. I did a preview a couple weeks ago, and I showed the brights cards. So when I make the cards tonight, I'm going to be using subtles, all right? So you are welcome to play along later. I'm going to have my blog updated with measurements. You can create at home with whatever you have. If you want my class packet, you're going to get the 8 pre-cut card kits, and they each come everything packed in the envelope that its own envelope. The envelopes, you're going to get a pack of either the brights or the subtles designer papers, all right? And you're going to tell me that when you sign up. You're going to get a pack of loose silver sequins and a roll of the white glittered organdy ribbon. We're using all of that on the cards. Since I have extras, the first 9 people to RSVP and tell me that they need an Adorable Owl stamp set, I'm going to put that in your kit for free. If you already have it, just, as a courtesy, don't claim one if you already have it. But if you don't, I will totally include one in your kit. All right. If you're local and you want to pick it up for me, that's $52. If you need it shipped, that's $61. And this is US only. Sorry. Excuse me. There's 2 add-ons. So for $23, you can get an extra set of the card kits and envelopes. So you'll already have the stamps. You'll already have your DSP sequins and ribbons. So it's just the cardstock bits and pieces and the envelopes, all right? Or you can add on also the go-to greeting stamp set for the catalog price of $24. And all these details will be on my blog. Let me see, right here. I'm going to get that updated by tonight, all right? So we are airing tonight, July 10th. and I'm going to give a week for RSVPs. And then I put the order in, and once I get it back from Stampin' Up, I ship it all out. All right. So for now, if you want to sign up, you just email me at tonystamps@yahoo, and then we work out the details. What I need is your PayPal email so I can send you an invoice, and then I need your address. It needs to match what PayPal says. All right. If it's different, we're going to have to go back and forth, figure that out. Because I do use PayPal, like to print off your labels and everything. And what was the other thing? Oh, and then you need to tell me whether you want brights or subtles. All right. Because that will depend on the card kits that I cut for you and the paper that I order for you. Okay. So let's talk about, oh wait, haha. Sue, guess what? I forgot. I made this card last night. This was from your Friday night video. And I meant to, I just took a picture of it a little bit ago. Let me get back to comments. This was Sue's, I forget what you called it. Some kind of bird fold or something or other. I don't know. But I used Frosty. And these papers were from last year's, or the last mini catalogs. The one that had like watercolory patterns. It didn't really have like flowers per se, but they were just like colors. Flying Finch, that's it. So yeah, I drug out good old Frosty and some old charms, and then these random doodads were left over from a paper pumpkin, I think. But I mean, it's pretty. I like it, but I don't think I'm gonna make a whole bunch of these. I just think it's a weird, like it folds up to fit in the envelope, but then even to sit it up, I don't know. It's just, I don't know how I feel about it. This one turned out nice, but we'll see. That might be my last one. All right, so just to show you what you're going to get, you're going to get your sequins, your glittered organdy ribbon, which, by the way, is not in the annual catalog, but it is online. So I think that was just an oversight. So it wasn't discontinued or anything. Then your designer series paper pack. So you're either going to tell me brights or subtles, and that is after you watch tonight. Those of you that I've heard from already, awesome. I'm going to send out invoices this week. All right, so that's that. So you will be cutting most of your designer series paper. The last card, I have to do it for you, and you'll see why. All right. We are also going to be going over some different ways to color things tonight. I'm going to use watercolor pencils. We're going to use markers. We're going to use Stampin' Blend markers. And then we're going to do some ink pads, like faux watercoloring. I've also used some of these. These are stylish shapes, right? And then for the first card, I'm using this sidestep card die that my mom got me a bunch of years ago. So just if you're interested in the number, if you decide like you want to see if you can find it, it says Lori Whitlock 559898. So you cut half a sheet of cardstock and run this through with your Big Shot, and it cuts it. All right, so that's that. So Adorable Owls, we're using that. Excuse me. So you are also getting in your kit, besides all the envelopes, and this is kind of what it's going to look like. You're going to get 8 envelopes that are already have everything in them. I'm only making one of each tonight because I already made a brights, and we're going to make the subtles for each one. Okay. Hey, Marlene. So that's that. In your kit, you're also going to get 2 half sheets of my coveted shimmery white cardstock, because I feel like that's the best thing to stamp all your owls on, because we're using so many different things to color with. This is sturdier than even the basic white thick. So I really like this if we're going to be using watercoloring and or Stampin' Blends, and we're going to be using all of those. So I'm giving you this. It is plenty. You will have extra, all right? I do suggest you stamp all your owls first and cut them out. So I've done that, and I have my pile. And I'll put that in with the instructions, like how many you need. For each group of, like I'm making 4 cards tonight, so I needed 2 of the flying owls, 3 of the birthday hat ones, and 2 with the tie on it. So I'll put those totals, total. This will be 4, 6, and 4. because you'll be making 8 cards, not just the 4 that I'm doing tonight. All right. But I suggest you stamp those in a permanent black ink or brown, whatever you want, and then hand cut them before you get started. I just think it's easier to have them ready to go quicker. All right, so we're going to have that. You're also going to get a half a sheet of basic white, just regular basic white. This is to stamp and hand cut any greetings that we need. All right, instead of, you know, having a little chunk for in each card, this is just plenty. All right, so you're going to work from all that same sheet. All right, so let's get started. Again, Adorable Owls. I have 9 of these, so if you need one, just let me know. And we're going to start with this one. So this is the card that I've got with the die that my mom gave me. All right, so this version is the Brights, and this is in Poppy Parade. The version, and this is how all your cards come in their kit, right? All the little bits are in a single envelope. So you would get 2 envelopes with the same thing, all right? Because you're going to be making 2 of each, Brights or Subtles, depending. All right, so we're going to do, this was Poppy. That is the Brights. And for the Subtles, we're going to do Bubble Bath. All right, I love this pink Bubble Bath. So it comes already cut. So when I run it through the die, it goes like this. And then I just have to fold it up, make all the score lines, and there we go. Designer series papers. Let's just glue these on as we go. I'm using these patterns. This strip right here is 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/8, and I'm going to put that right across the bottom. And see, that's the back of the heart. And you're going to have the luxury of changing your patterns, right? If you don't like the ones that I've picked out, you're going to have the measurements. So all you'll need to do is, if you want to change your, the patterns, go for it. All right, so that's that. I really think this is going to make a good tombstone card also. All right, then this bit. So I like the hearts. This does not necessarily have to be a Valentine. All right, hoot hoot, you're cute. That could be for anything. You can stamp anything you want in these hearts. All right, but this piece right here, hearts, we're going, this is 3 13/16 by 2. So 2 inches wide, 3 13/16. And why do I bother going 13/16? It's because it's whatever it takes, whatever it fits best. All right, and these hearts seem to be like, they're okay as far as direction. All right, now this piece, it is slightly longer than it is tall. So I've got 2 3/4 by 2 7/8. And why am I so picky? Because I really want it to go nicely. So, and you'll be able to figure it out. So this way, there's more extra on the top and bottom. So this is the right way. All right. Ooh, and if you want the dots, use the dots. Again, you're going to pick whatever patterns you want. So in your pattern paper pack, there's 4 sheets of each color. So that makes your 40 pieces. And it's 2 patterns, well, 4 patterns, but 2 different sheets, really, 2 of each. All right, so there's that. Then in your kit, you also have, this is a piece of white for the back so that you can write your message. See how that sits up nice? I love it. So this white is 2 1/8 by 5, right? And I'm just gluing that on. If you want to stamp something on it, you go for it. I'm going to get all these bits on, and then we're going to get to coloring our owls. Okay. So that's that. And I didn't worry about like making sure it went all the way to the top. I didn't care. All right. And then we've got, you've got some hearts that are punched out from the Country Bouquet punch. So you should have 3 big ones, 3 little ones. You're not necessarily going to use all these, but I figured I would give them all to you. It's easy enough to punch them. I used 2 big ones and 3 little ones. So that's what I'm going to keep with this one. But again, that'll be up to you. All right, so you've got those. Then we have a 2 1/2 inch circle of Bubble Bath. And then we've got this is the decorative label punch. And then we've got a 2-inch circle of basic white that I've embossed with the Time Worn type folder. So this is going to get glued to this and then popped up on this, which will be glued down flat on that one. So let's do this, glue this, and I'm not doing any stamping on this. It's just the embossing. So if you're going to make this at home and you don't have this folder, it doesn't matter. You pick whatever folder you want. It's just to give it some texture, right? And I'm actually going to glue this circle down first and then pop up the other bit just so I can see this. So you will be able to see that it fits right within this circle perfectly. Like, see how there's a little gap, a little edge right around there. So I love it. All right, and then we're going to pop this up. Yeah, I was on Jill Olsen's Facebook group, I guess, for her downline and stuff, and she had posted a picture of the little truck punch out with just a few dimensionals and then fully covered, and said, which team are you, minimal or maximal? And so far, I think I'm the only one that wrote maximal. I said no saggy bits. Everybody else was, I'm cheap, I'll use whatever, minimal. All right, so I'm just lining this up. I'm trying to get this straight because there's kind of like fake words on this, so I just want those to be straight. And that's just personal preference. All right, I love it. Okay, now let's bring in our ribbon because I want to tie this ribbon around, and I've got it around the whole thing just because that's easier. I didn't want to deal with tying it just around the designer paper because that's too thin and floppy. So I don't mind doing it this way. So I'm going to drag this, and I'm just eyeballing what do I need, and I'm going to tie it in a knot. So that's going to go right here. If you want to tie a bow, tie a bow. I kind of want an off-center knot. Man, this glittered organdy really is pretty. And just like the iridescent rhinestones, like it goes with any color. And this is one that you can actually color this with your Stampin' Blends markers if you want. How far up do I have that? Oh, like an inch or so. All right, closer. Let me just scooch this up. All right, and then I'm going to trim this. So again, you're going to, if you want the kit, you're going to tell me you want brights or subtles. I see. I've got to get that, scooch that up even a little bit more, just so we can actually see it when it's popped up. So when it sits up, yeah, we want it just like that. Perfect. Okay. Let's pick out our owls. So for this one, and I'm going with the same design exactly. So I want a flying one, and this is actually a birthday hat one, and I cut the birthday hat off. All right, so we need birthday hat and flying. So this, I'm just going to come in and cut, and no one is the wiser. And I'm going to throw this out. So coloring, I'm going to try to pick the same colors. So this one I'm going to color with Stampin' Blends. All right, I don't know if you can tell the difference, like with the different shading, but I think I've got 2 colors of brown, and I'm coloring them the same. That's dark. Okay, so let's go. And some of these are older. So this is mocha, and I'm doing a little bit there. I'm going to do a little bit around here. A little around here is cheeks. And I'm looking at the wrong one. All right, I'm looking at this one now. I'm like, why does this not make sense? Let me put it this way so you guys can see too. All right, down here a little bit. So I think the biggest thing with blends is just having like some variation in the shades. All right, so that's mocha, and I'm gonna do them separately. And then let's try bronze. I think I did that one. Yep, that's a little bit lighter. All right. And then I'm just going over the same areas again, but getting a little bit further out. And if Gail was on, she has better technique with these, with coloring these. All right, oops, I wanted lighter for that one. So I've got pumpkin pie, no, pecan pie. I think that's it. All right, so let's go with this one. And this is the dark. Oh, I wanted the light, I think. It would have helped if I wrote these down. Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to go over it a couple times to blend those in. I wanted his belly a little bit lighter, but you know what? No owls are the same. So this shimmery white is really sturdier, like I said, even than the over the basic white thick. So really good choice. I hope they bring this back, because yeah, I got an extra pack of it, and I'm gonna have to, you know, make it last. But I'm including it in your kits because I really think it's the best for this. And I think I may have used different colors, but that's all right. All right, and their feet. Let's go with crumb cake feet. I don't think owls have orange feet, but they are going to get an orange nose. And then I'll just do whatever pumpkin pie I grabbed. All right, I'll do this one. Okay, so we've got our first one covered, and oh, we got to think of some eyeball colors. I like the green, so parakeet party heart. Yep, light parakeet party. Light's good enough. I like that it's got that little white dot in there, like already. I guess that makes it look like real eyeballs. I don't know. All right, so you make yours if you want them blue-eyed, whatever. All right, let's do the same colors on this one, and we're going to pop them up, add some sequins, and do our hearts. So again, let's do here, kind of in the middle, and the ends, around the outside of their eyes, here. Maybe some of this. Nothing too, you know, crazy. All right, and then more. Going over the darker bits a little bit. And his body. And then we'll come in with the light pecan pie and finish it, go over everything, and make his belly the lighter, or hers. All right, so yeah, each card we're going to color these owls in a different way, just so you see some differences. All right, good enough. I like it. Okay. So that's our Stampin' Blends adventure. So I'm going to put these on, then stamp on the hearts, and put those on, and then the sequins. So let's pop these guys all up. Plus, see all this bleeding that comes through? I mean, that's just the nature of the beast with using the Stampin' Blends. But if you were to use even the thick, the basic white thick, I think it would bleed a lot more. All right, I can get one more. Okay. No saggy bits. Hey, Di. All right, so again, your card kit, you're either going to get two, you're either going to pick brights or subtles, and so if you pick brights, both your cards for this card are going to be the same. They'll be in the poppy. If you pick subtles, they'll both be in the bubble bath. All right, so I want him kind of down here. Doesn't have to be at the very bottom, but, you know, kind of close. And then this, I want him like right here. All right, now hearts. I want to stamp these in the same direction. So I'm going to go this way and then this way. So we go back to our stamps. And we need Hoot Hoot and You're So Cute. All right, now I need a little block. Oh, no, You're So Cute. It's all in the same stamp. Okay. Ugh. All right, we need a marker. So you're going to need a Stampin' Right marker. So this is the water-based marker, okay? And I think you can get the black by itself. I don't know how. I was able to pre-order that, and you know, when they changed the new marker style. I love the new ones. They've got the brush tip that we're going to use, and then they have a rounded tip that is really good for writing, and it's not going to like fail like the other markers. So I only want Hoot Hoot on here, and I'm doing it in two different, you know, like directions. So I'm going to take the brush end and just go lightly across, and that inks up that. So let's do that. And I got it almost off the edge, but I'm trying to just get it close. All right, like it. All right, then we need to clean this. And then I'm going to ink up just the You're So Cute part. And same thing. So use the markers to ink up our stamps. All right, now, so same thing. I'm just going to gently brush over the words. All right, and I'm trying to get it straight, but nice. If it had ended up wonky, then it would end up wonky. That's all. So it's kind of good that I'm giving you 6, so you'll have extra. And that's 6 per card. So each little card kit will have its own pile, right? Yeah. Do you think it stands out more on the pink ones? I think it does. But when we get to the end, you'll see like all the colors, right, together. So let's do, and we're going to pop up. Let's pop these guys up. And then this one's going to hang off a little, so it only needs like here, here, here. And then we'll add in our little ones and then our sequins. All right, so this, I'm just kind of going for the same direction. And I don't want too much hanging off the edge. Even though this card, because of the die we used, it's actually like 5 inches, 5 1/4 inches wide. So it's, you know, going to fit in your envelope. All right, now that I can have like right there. And then these. All right, right there. And then 2 more. I've got one here on hanging out right there. And then this one. Yeah, I want it that side. All right. Now we're going to go and add our sequins. So these are, again, loose silver sequins. Some of them look clear, and then you pick them up, and then they look kind of silverish, and they're all pretty decent size. So I just pulled a couple out. And let's put them like in the same spot. So it looks like I've got 3 down here. Little one. All right, 1, 2, and then 1 right on there. And that's when I need these dang tweezers. All right, let's do that one. Oops. And whatever this, some of these are smaller. I need a small one. Yeah. Some look clear, some look silver, but no matter what, when this glue dries, it dries clear. All right, let's pick this one up. All right, then we've got another one here. And I'm just making it easy on myself and picking the same spots. And this one, oops. All right, is that it? Yep, 2 there, and then 1, 2, 3. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. Some of these don't want to flip the right way either. Oops. All right, let's go with that. And it looks like this one's getting mostly big ones. And that's okay. I don't want to root around too much in here. All right, put the lid on that. So that's our bubble bath version. So subtles, and then this is our Poppy Parade version with the brights. So, hey, Karen. Now, if you're making these at home and you don't have the owl set, you know, use whatever animal set. We've had so many over the past few years. Hey, Vicky from Australia. All right, so that's our first set of cards. Make a pile. Now, our second one, you're going to cut these panels yourself. So, again, you're going to pick whatever patterns you want. Excuse me. All right, so for this one, I used Azure Afternoon and Pumpkin Pie. Man, sorry. Trying to kill me tonight. All right, so for the subtles version, we're going to go, this was brights, Azure Afternoon and Pumpkin Pie. For the subtles, we're going to go with Calypso Coral and Balmy Blue. So we've got basic white, 4x5 1/4. This is for your inside. And your card base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored in half. You know what? I gotta see if I have any cough drops. I didn't have any problems all day today. All right, nope. Oh, wait, let's see how old this is. All right. It doesn't have any, like, white edges on it. It can't be that old, right? We'll see. All right, so white for the inside, 4x5 1/4. Then you're going to have 2 pieces. This is Balmy Blue. One is, looking at the right notes, 4x5 1/4. And then the other one is 3 3/4 by 5. And we're actually going to use this to build our little panels on, right? But I like to have it the same color in case there's anything peeking out of the edges, all right? Then you are going to cut your panels, your pieces. You need 2 of each color and the print. And you could do all 4 different prints if you want. I just liked it 2 and 2, all right? So these panels are all 1 7/8 inch wide by 2.5 inches tall. All right. And we're going to glue these right on here. Where did I put that? Oh, yep, they're stuck together. Then we've got, this is Calypso Coral. This is about a 2-inch square, and I cut it with those stylish shapes dies. So it's got that edge. And then I've got a piece of basic white that you will have. It's already embossed. This is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. And I use the basics embossing folder. Yeah, Marlene, as long as the wrapper comes off, it's still good. I've had some that were a little bit sticky. But you're right, as long as I got it off, or as long as able to, you know, get around the paper. All right, so this I'm gluing down straight. So we'll get that part ready. And notice when we put this on, we're gluing this layer flat to this one, and then I'm popping this whole layer up. All right, so let's just start. I pick a corner and just line these up. It is going to hang over just a teeny little bit, but it's okay. All right, so I'm lining both sides. Then I'm going to come in with the Calypso. Oh, and I realized I have to get my go-to greeting set. All right, let's get that right up there, edge to edge. And then this one. And then our last balmy blue. And I'm not going to trim any extra off. So like it is going to hang over a little bit. I just needed it to, so that we could use it as a guide to line everything up. But see here, don't worry about cutting that off because we want these to still be like even. All right, and we are going to glue this flat. I love that tone on tone. And then we'll pop that whole thing up. Okay. Now let's get some foam tape. If you want to use dimensionals, use dimensionals. I'm just going to do quick. The foam tape is a lot faster, especially when I'm trying to pop up the entire layer. And then a little bit for the, oh, why is that stuck? I've never seen that before. Oh, that's weird. It like got to the end of a roll. Huh. Just like thread or ribbon or something. Haven't seen that before. All right, let's peel these up. And again, if you have donkeys, you can use donkeys. If you have the otters, the chickens, like we've done so many animals. But I loaded up on these owls during Sale-a-Bration, so I have them to offer you. All right. This, I want to add some of the multi-glue just because this foam tape is so sticky. I want to have some wiggle room. All right, let's get this. All right, and then that's going to set for a minute, and I'm going to go grab my go-to greetings. All right. So yeah, this has been one of my favorite greeting stamps. I think it came out in the last year's catalog, but it's perfect for, it's just, you know, good for everything. So that's why I've done this as an add-on. So if you want it, you can add it to your kit for like, you know, catalog price. I think it's $24. Di, you'll take a set if there are any left. So the set, do you mean the adorable owls? So I'm including that with the kit. If anybody, like if you don't have the owls already, I'm including it with the class packet. And I'll go over that again at the end. All right, so what I use Happy Birthday. This one right here. And then I used My Friend, which comes from the owl set. So I need two of, I'll just do one block. All right, so Happy Birthday, and I'm just double checking that I'm not using this again. Nope, I'm not. All right, so I want to stamp. I'm going to do that there and grab my piece of white. Actually, I'm going to grab a smaller piece of white. So don't forget, you're getting a half a sheet of basic white in your kit to stamp and cut all your greetings. but I'm going to use this little scrap. So I want to do, I think Calypso ink, because I am going to still put them in that same area. And I want the contrast. So since I put it over top of the blue, I wanted the stamp, the ink in the pumpkin pie. So I'm going to do the same thing. So we're going to stamp in Calypso Coral. And then my friend, and I'm going to hand cut both of these real quick. Put these back as I go so I don't lose them. And I don't think I need the my friend again. We'll see. All right. And then we're going to color our owl with regular markers this time. So let me just get this. And again, I'm just cutting them pretty close to the words. If you had a die you wanted to use or a punch, you could certainly do that. So we're going to pop that up. And then this one, my friend. And if you wanted to angle these, angle them, you know, like on the edges. All right, these will be popped up. This can go ahead and get glued down flat. And I'm lining all the points up with the sides, like the difference in patterns. So let's do that, slide, there. It gets it right in the middle. All right, now I'm not going to put these on yet because I want to color, I want to put my owl on first and then put these in around him. All right, for this one, I wanted to color him in, let's grab the right owl. We've got birthday hat owl. There we go. So I'm going to do the same. We're going to use regular markers. All right, so we're using the new, I've got the new style. And I pulled out the subtles, okay, because we're going to use the subtles for, I guess, the hat and the eyeballs. But then I'm still going to need the neutrals for the actual body. So let's do the hat first. And I still need to transfer all of these to my handle container. So I want Balmy Blue and Calypso Coral. Is that it? Yep. All right, so let's do, might as well stay with the same pattern. Now this time I'm using the brush end and I'm not pushing down. All right, and his eyeballs. Sometimes when you're using Stampin' Write markers to color with, it won't be even. So like you'll get streak marks. So I go back and color it again. I hit it twice. It makes it darker, but it takes away any problem areas. All right, his nose will be Calypso. And then we'll do it again. All right, cool. Now with this, I can tell I used early espresso, crumb cake, and pecan pie. What is this one? Gray granite. No. So I'm going to do, his face is in pecan. Now you'll be able to tell what I mean by lines, that you might get lines in it when you use these markers. So we're going to go around. Again, this shimmery white is really good for this. Okay, so see how this is not even. It's not even. Di, did I say I had an extra set of cheerful greetings? No. I was saying that if you wanted to add, I've got the go-to greetings as an add-on. So like save tax and shipping if you want me to add it to a kit. All right. But so see how this is uneven when I colored it? Then, yeah, Penny, it could be wrinkles. It could be. All right. So now I'm just going to go ahead and go over the whole thing again. So yeah, it makes it darker, but it also makes it even. And you could even do this on purpose if you wanted to do shading with regular markers. I know Sean is really good at that. All right, and then I'm going to do early espresso for the body and the tops of their ears, or her ears. And again, I know an owl probably doesn't look like this, but I don't care about reality. I'll just color them the way I like to. All right, now that actually looks pretty good. I'm going to go over this top part again. So if you were going to use regular basic white and do all this coloring on top of coloring, your paper will start to pill up because it just can't handle all that moisture. All right, so then we're going to do body, and this is in crumb cake. So when I update my blog, I always put the ingredients, like which markers I use and inks and all that. But if you're going to use you can change. You don't have to use the same thing I did, right? All right, let's do these and then get these out of the way. Okay, so done. And so notice the Stampin' Right markers don't bleed through on the back, okay? That's just the alcohol ones that do that, but let's pop him up. Or her. I liked when I made the astronaut card and it didn't work, and Penny said if it was a woman, it would have worked. So I need to remember that. All right. So we're just going to put him right here. You know, this would make a cute wobbler card too. Like, you know, boing. And then we're just going to do these. And I'm going to use some of these bits down the side. Oops. And then these three. And then we're going to glue on some sequins. All right. Let's peel these, peel these. And I kind of want this like as close to, if not under a little bit, under his body or hers. And then this is going to have to come behind. Well, now let's do right here. I wanted it over the edge a little. Yep, that'll do. Okay, is it straight-ish? Okay, now let's go back to our sequins. So you're going to go back to your loose sequins. And I think I just put a couple on here. 1, 2, definitely put one on this little pom-pom. And then I've got 2 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5. Okay, so let's do a big one. And then another big one right there. And then another big one. Oops, that went sideways. And then I'll try to find a little one. Something dropped. These things are slippery. All right, there's that and that. I guess it's a little bit smaller. All right, I need to put the lid on that for my own safety. All right, so here's our 2 versions. So we've got the brights and then we've got the subtles. Okay, so that is card number 2. Then we go to number 3. So, you know, I love these front step panel pop-up cards. So it sits up. It's hard for you to tell, but it really does sit up like this. All right. So this is what you will see when it's standing up. And I love non-traditional colors. So for the brights, I used Melon Mambo and Lemon Lime Twist. For the subtles, we're going to use Fresh Freesia and Soft Seafoam. All right, so, and your pieces, so see this, I have everything scored for you. So everything is cut and scored and folded and ready for you to go, except the designer paper. All right, so let me just pull this out because I know I'm going to need Happy Birthday. And will that fit? Yep, good enough. All right, so our base. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and you're going to score it at 5 1/2, 6 3/4, 8 3/4, and 10. All right, so we're going to make all these fold marks. And this, and this. Then our other pieces that we want to add. So I've got a piece of basic white for the back. That's so you can write your message on it. Actually, let me put that right there. We'll put that on later. You also have a piece for this step. This is soft seafoam, and this is 2 3/4 by 5 5/8. And you're going to score it at 3/8 and 1 5/8. All right. And just fold all these. Now your designer papers, you're going to cut a piece. This is 4 by 5 1/4. All right. And we're going to put this on before we fold everything up. So again, Fresh Freesia, if you don't want to use the patterns I've used, you're going to have the ability to make changes, except for card number 4, which I didn't realize until the other night. All right, so now we want to fold this up. So this is how we want it to land. So what I do, fold it on 1, 2, fold it at this line, add our glue, a lot of glue. And you could cut some of this flap off if you wanted. And then we're going to fold it up at this fold mark. So flat, press, let it sit there for a minute, hang out. Then you see, and it lands perfectly. Now we want to put this piece on. So you're going to cut this piece. Now notice the direction is opposite. It's because when I cut this one at 4, I think I didn't want to waste it. So I just use this. So this piece is 1 3/4 by 4. So we're going to put that on. Okay, that looks a little bit crooked. Ugh. Yeah, sometimes this glue is too good. I don't feel like ripping it, so I'm just going to have to live with it. It's a smidge off. Ugh. All right. Now let's put this one on. So I can mount the paper first. So this piece, soft seafoam designer paper, this is 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. And it's going to fit right on here. Whoa. Personally, I do like the brights better, but I wanted to give you guys options. All right, now for this piece, I like to glue the bottom part on first, and I like it to be like not exactly at the very bottom. I like it to be kind of up a little bit. See here, I've got it to where it's, you know, right there where the designer paper is. That's just personal preference. You can have it at the very bottom if you want. I just like to move it up a little. So let's see. So I have to go like this far with the glue. And I'm just trying to center it. I'm not getting the ruler out. All right, let's press this down and hold it. Yeah, Penny, the wobbles are definitely a crowd pleaser. All right, now we want, similar to this area, we want this fold to land like right here, which is really, if I fold it up like that, that's going to land exactly where I want it. So hold this in place. Well, let's put our glue down. Fold this down at this second line and then push the whole thing up. All right, so we push it all the way up and then let that sit there. And then I'm going to squeeze it from the inside. There we go. Perfect. Sits up perfectly. I love it. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to put my ribbon around here first. Dang it. So I had the ribbon going and I tied a bow and I only went around this part. All right, plan B. I'm going to have to tie this one around the whole thing. All right, so let's go in here. Dang it. All right. It's not the end of the world. I know, but still. All right, and since I'm tying a bow, I want to leave a little extra. Another thing you get if you get the kit is a PDF with the pictures, which are going to be on my blog too, but you get the step-by-step instructions. So those are not necessarily going to be on my blog. All right, let's fold this up so I can tie. On my blog will be pictures and measurements. All right, so I tie this in a knot first. And then I flip mine upside down. And then I tie my bow. And pull these. Okay. I'm trying to think. I think that looks okay. Maybe a little smaller. And if you wanted to just tie a bow and glue it on there and not wrap it around the whole thing, that's up to you too. You're going to have a whole roll of ribbon. All right, so there's our bow, and then I can scooch this up a little. Come on. Let me try this way. Going down a little bit. Okay, I think that's about where I want him. All right, so we want happy birthday and our two owls. So let's do our owls. And for this coloring, we're going to do like a faux watercoloring. I like to do this using the ink pads and an aqua painter or a water brush, whatever you want to call it. That one, these are old, but they work the same. And that has, oh, here, this one has water. More water. All right, so we need fresh freesia and soft seafoam ink pads. And I'm going to go like the same way as this, coloring them like, you know. Oh, Marlene, I did not hear you. Funny, I do need to look up more. All right, so we're going to get our ink pads and a block. Actually, we're going to use 2 blocks. And we only need a little bit, but let's just use these because they're closer. So I like to make a palette, an ink palette with my block. So you take your block, smash it right in your ink pad. So you have all this ink to pick up. And that's all that I need it for. And then I'll do the same thing with soft seafoam. And this is really a lot more than I need, but it's fine. And then this ink pad doesn't want to close. And I don't want to wreck my just put on. Jeez. All right, there's that. So here we are, the owls. So I want a flying one and the tie one. All right, so then these 2 are for our last card. So I'm going to start with the lighter color first, and you do need a paper towel, all right, with this. If you don't have an aqua painter or water brush, you should be able to use a paintbrush too, as long as you like get it wet first. So let's get this going. And I'm going to do the lighter colors first. So let's put that here. You're just going to pick ink up and do it color right on here. All right. And I'm doing all their eyeballs. Oh, wait, I did the eyeballs wrong on that one. Already messed up. It's fine. So I'm just going to pick this up and I'm doing it pretty quickly. So I'm going to cover his whole or her whole body with the soft sea foam. And you'll see, you know, it makes a dull kind of watercolory look. But it's, you know, it soaks it up. So again, regular paper would not do for this. All right, so green eyes, green, and then we'll do some freesia for the belly. And it goes really quick. And the feet. And I believe the nose, right? And then teeny little bits on the inside of the ears. It's not realistic at all. And if you want this to be darker, go over it again. But it's really pretty saturated. And again, these are our light colors. So we want them to stay light. All right, now this guy, let's do, again, I do want to start with the lighter color first. So that's going to be the belly and the beak and the feet. And I think I grabbed like a bigger brush than I normally use. All right, that's that for the soft sea foam. Now I'm just going to dry it. I will take this to the sink later in the bathroom and wash it. At least just rinse it off. All right, so now fresh freesia, and I'm going, it will get lighter, like if you were coloring a big surface. But right now I'm just going to grab color and keep going. All right, easy. So quick, and that's all we want to do. So with these, you just squeeze until the color runs out. And again, I'm going to wipe this just so I don't like get my hand right in it, because that will happen. And then put this away. I went back over the face and the belly and added Winkostella. So I'm going to do that now. And this is a new one, but you want to shake it every time. All right, so I want belly, and then belly, and then face. So even though I'm using shimmery white paper, when you add Winkostella, it's even more shimmery. It's better. All right, let's do that. And I mean, easy and quick way. And of course, you could watercolor these with like normal owl colors if you wanted, but I think they're fun to make them not traditional colors. All right, we're going to put that guy. Oh, this one's going to be hanging over, so I hope my my dimensionals don't poke over. I'm going to have to pull this one off because I want it to stick up a little bit. All right. So we've got ribbon, we've got our colored owls. That's going to go there, but I am going to do my greeting first. And then let's fill this one up. And that can be ready. And then I'm going to stamp my greeting in fresh freesia. And we did happy birthday. So again, I'm going to hand cut this. I don't think I included a greeting bit. Nope. If you want to use a trimmer to get this part like really straight, I mean, go for it. But I'm okay with getting it straight enough. Oops. All right, so straight. So yeah, I'm giving you a half a sheet for your greetings, but you're really not going to need that. So you get a lot of extras. And then I'm going to rip this as close as I can. If it was to hang off a little, I wouldn't care. Like hang off the edge of here. So rip. And if you wanted to use a punch instead of ripping it, that's totally up to you. All right, so let's start with this guy down here. And I can push it up forward. Oop. All right, let's do that. And then I want the greeting like just a little bit above his head. Ooh, I like it. I am still drawn to the brights more so. And then we can put this one right here. Now I don't want this, so this has to fit in the envelope like this. So you don't want her to hang over above this line. All right, so let's go like right there. In a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. And then let's just add some sequins. So I've got some down here, here. I'm just going to put them in the same place again. Here, here, here. And then we'll get to our last one, which is going to be a shaker card. Because if you have all these sequins, you got to have some shakers, right? Oh, look, there's some little ones. All right, let's get that little one. And I feel like I dropped it, but oh, let's put it right there. Oops. And then a big one. And I'm just, you know, grabbing whatever I get. Some are clear, some are silver. All right, let's do that. And one more. Just gotta get it grabbed up right on my tweezers. Okay. I know I've said before I have a hard time with these tweezers because it's just not natural. All right, let's get these all back in here. Okay, so we've got our front step panel pop-up, Melon Mambo and Lemon Lime Twist versus Fresh Freesia and Soft Seafoam. And they both will fit in their envelopes. Oop, that looks like it's poking up a little bit. I bet that won't. I'll have to squish it. All right, so that's our card number 3, design number 3. Now, number 4. This is one where I realize I'm going to have to cut your designer paper for you and on your different layers because I have to cut this porthole out and I have to cut this outer part, right? So I'm using the stitched stylish shapes again, and I've cut to make this porthole, it's the largest and then the next one down. You run them through Daffodil Delight or whatever yellow at the same time. So for this one, I used Coastal Cabana and Daffodil Delight. So that's the brights. So and this is my leftovers. So you'll have the leftover bits in your kit. You can do whatever you want with these, okay? For the subtles, we're going to go with Pool Party and Lemon Lolly. I love it. All right, so we've got our Pool Party. Let me get this out of the way. 5.5 by 8.5, folded in half. Then you've got a piece, basic white, 4 by 5.25 for the inside. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that inside. Then you're going to have a piece that I'm already going to mount and cut for you. But if you're making it at home, this is 4 by 5.25. No, wait, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So it's just an 1/8 inch. All right, but we're going to pop it up. So, you know, it'll make a difference. So then we mount a piece of the Pool Party designer paper. This is 4 by 5.25. And then this strip right here is 1 inch by 5.25. So I have to mount that part for you so that I can cut this circle out. So this is cut out with the second circle down. Let me get those dies real quick. Where did I put them? Right here. So to make this hole, we want the biggest one and then the next size down. All right, that's to make this porthole. All right, you line these up on your paper and then you get this. Okay. Well, when I go to cut this piece, you have to cut it with the smaller of the two, because if you cut it with the bigger one, there will be nothing for this to attach to. All right. So the bigger one, that fits perfectly. All right. Got it. So Stylish Shapes, the two largest dies. So I'm going to have to do that piece for you. All right. Because I can't assume that anybody has these same size dies, right? All right. But you will get these bits that you can do something else with. Lemon Lolly and Pool Party. All right. So now to make our shaker bits, we also have two pieces. Well, I've got this another strip that is 1 by 5 1/4. This is for the inside. So let's go ahead and put that on. And I'm going to do the dots on this just so it's a little bit different. And I'm going to put that right at the very bottom. A little tiny edge. Okay, to make our shaker, let's put this here. So first we want to glue this on. So we're just going to, it's easier for me to just add glue around this circle. Close enough to the edge, but easy enough. Put this right there, right on top. Now we flip it over. You have a piece. This is basic white that is, I believe, 3.5 by 3.5. Oh no, that's for something else. So we have basic white, yes, 3.5 by 3.5. You have a piece of transparency, window sheet, whatever you want to call it. I've got transparencies. So 3.5 by 3.5. Then we've got another piece of white, which is actually I was going to use that for the greeting. So first we want to stick down our transparency. You can use sticky strip or glue, whatever you want. I'm going to do sticky strip just because it's a little bit quicker. All right. The glue would be fine. It's just, especially with the transparency, it takes a little bit to set up. So I'm going to do that. Tear and tape. We're going to lay down our transparency first because that is what's going to show. Oh, thanks, Di. I'll have to go back and see what you're thanking me for. All right, so let's lay this down. Boop, just like that. Now you're going to need some dimensionals or the strips, the ones that come in little adhesive strips, or you can take dimensionals and just go all the way around here. You know, like take regular ones and just make it in a circle. I find it's easier just to use strips. If you don't have strips, use oh, we're going to use this. So we can use our dollar store foam. So we want to get like here. We just want to make an area where the sequins cannot escape. So I want to butt this up to there. And then this, I'm going to go right here. And I'm trying to get kind of as close to this as I can get, but we don't necessarily want to see it. And it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. I just don't want any holes because some of those little sequins can escape. All right, that's good. And then I'm going to do some more down here because we need to mount this to our card front. And I want it to be the same height. So I don't want to use different foam in the two different areas. All right, so that's that. Okay, now, so this is going to go right over top of here. So we need our sequins, and we're going to put a few in here. Now, I have a tiny little spoon. I got a bunch of these at the dollar store or something. So I'm just going to scoop out I think I did like 3 or 4 scoops. So that feels like it could be too many, but I'm not gonna cry about it. Yeah. You just don't want them piled up to where it doesn't shut flat, like when we put this tape over it, or the paper. All right, so 2-ish scoops. Now I have to carefully peel this up because I don't want to jostle this and have those sequins jump out. Oh, and I told my husband I'd be done by 9. He has to go to work. Okay, I'm just going to set this right on top. Okay. Now we're ready to mount this to our card base. Oh, that's like the perfect amount of shakers. I love it. All right, so we've got that foam. So let's just add this. And then tape here. I mean, glue here. And this will go on the front of our card. And again, it's got just a smidge border. So like, you know, 1/8 of an inch. I think that's good. All right, now our 2 remaining owls. So for these, I wanted to show you 2 different ways you can color things. So this, I used the pastels. I did it direct. I took the edge of that pastel, which is just a chalk stick, and I did it right on there. You can see it still kind of looks chalky. I don't know if you can tell that or not. It's not my favorite, but you can do that. If you have them, use them. But what I'm going to show you next is the watercolor crayons. So I've got 2 sets in this same box. And I keep them mixed all together. Let's do our greeting first. So again, I want Hoot Hoot. And I'm going to do that in Pool Party. And I'm not going to bother getting my marker out. I'm just going to get this on the edge. So I am looking at the edge of my stamp. There we go. Let's see how it goes. Oh, yay. Nailed it. All right. I'll cut that out later. So let's color these. So I just wanted to, you need watercolor pencils and a blender pen. And I keep 2 of them in here. So with watercolor pencils, you take, and we don't have all the lights. So I'm going to use whatever this yellow is. Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to go over it, maybe a little bit lighter, and I'm going to need to sharpen these eventually. And then color the body. So you get color down, and then you take your blender pen and smooth it out and spread it out. And I would go light to dark. All right, and then I'll do orange for the nose. Orange for the nose. Now they can have chicken feet. Why not? All right, and then this yellow over here. So I like the watercolor pencils if you're going to be coloring, just because they have more control. All right, I think that's it. And then Pool Party, we do not have Pool Party, but I have Bermuda Bay and Coastal Cabana. All right, this will be close enough. So this one, see, there's definitely pencil marks. So that's when we get our blender pen, and it will smooth all of that out. All right, this is just getting the color on there. And then the tie. And notice I'm not coloring every single bit in. So like there's a lot of white on the owls. And then their eyes. And, oh, I left those blank. Well, they can both have blue eyes. How about that? And then this, and then that. All right, so I've got them colored. We're going to take our blender pen and work with the lighter colors first. So let's do all the yellows. And actually, let me try to hold this up. So you just color it, and it smooths it out. smooth. So it makes it nice. All right, and this will probably show up better. So let's see how this gets smooth, smooth, smooth. All right, when do all the yellow bits, then you take your pen, and I'm twisting it and dragging it so it gets all that color off. And then you just go in the next color and do the same thing. Quick, quick, quick. And then we'll do the blue. Now these guys are glued on flat because I felt like the whole card was popped up, and that was, I thought, good enough, like as far as popping. But you could obviously pop yours up, whatever you want to do. All right, eyeballs. Now I know you can use these watercolor pencils in quite a few different ways, but this is all that I usually do with them. I color them and then I blend it out with the blender pens. All right, so we're gonna have this guy here, and I'm gluing him right on top of my shaker, like right on top of the transparency. All right, I want that there. So Coastal Cabana, not a perfect match, but good enough. And then this one I kind of had like right up here. And then our greeting, we're just going to cut this out. Hoot, hoot. So hoot, hoot, this is kind of like a hello. Send this to your friend that you're thinking about them. All right. So pop it up if you want. I just glued this one down flat. And again, no need for sequins because they're all in here. All right, so that's our cards. Just in time to finish since I'm probably going to have another coughing spell. All right, get these out of the way. So we have, and I'll take pictures of, let me get rid of this banner because that's kind of in the way. I'll take pictures of them separately. So like all the brights together and all the subtles together. So if you want the kit, you'll tell me which one do you want. All right, so that's that. Then we had our panel cards, brights and subtles, and then our side step card that I used a die for. So that is the Stamp-A-Stack. All right, so again, email me if you want. I'm going to have my blog updated, maybe even tonight. But the short version is you get the card kit, you get the pack of brights, the pack of loose silver sequins, the roll of Organdy ribbon. If you need the owl set, I have the first 9 that need them. Just let me know. I'll include that free. $52 for the kit if you're going to pick it up. $61 shipped. And there's a couple of add-ons. Extra set of cards is another $23. And if you want that go-to greetings, it's $24. So that is catalog price. So I'll pay the shipping and the tax on that. So I have a week RSVPs due by and money by next Monday, the 17th. And then I order stuff. Hey, Gail. Thanks, Vicki. Thanks, Sue. Hey, Rose. Awesome. Okay, so thanks for hanging out, you guys. I am not going to be here Thursday night because I was here tonight. So it's too much in one week. So I will see you the following Thursday. Okay. Sue will be online Friday, and then Gail will be online Sunday. So I'll see you guys. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.